Hey, I'm Kanisha. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here to talk about Warrior Nun Season 2, Episode 1. So it starts off with a huge time difference. It's 2 months later now, and one of my least favorite things has happened in the show. Again, they split up the team. Like Ava and Beatrice are doing their thing. Lilith is out on her own. Mother S and Camilla are together in Spain. Like, Mary is MIA. I just can't understand why the show keeps doing this. I feel like the strength of the show is like seeing them all together. Like, that's one of the most enjoyable parts for me, besides all the like supernatural fantasy kind of stuff that happens in the show. I just like seeing them all together, and we don't get a lot of that. And I don't know why the show does it this way, but I don't know, it's kind of been very prevalent, and it irks me. Like, season 1, like, I feel like the show spent so much time waiting to get Ava to join the OCS, and we're finally here. She's with them and started training, and now, like, she's with them and she's not with them, if that makes sense. Like, Ava is just with Beatrice, and like seems like she's not really communicating or can't spend any time with them. They're in different countries. So I guess season 1, I should have seen it as a sign of things to come, that Ava was just not going to be like with the team. But I really do not like this. But okay, there's nothing I can do. So the team split up, even though I hate it. At least we do get to see Ava and Beatrice getting closer together. Like, I'm happy to see them together. I like their interactions. I like their chemistry. And I think it's, in season 1, I think we saw Beatrice sort of realizing her attraction to Ava. And now in this episode, they were getting drunk and dancing at the bar. I think Ava has a moment where she's starting to like be romantically attracted to Beatrice. So we're seeing them getting closer. They have good chemistry. They like have fun together. So that's all good to see. They kind of have their love of terrible puns, which, fine, whatever floats your boat. And then I wonder if the little talk that they had at the bar, or I guess the upstairs of the bar, about laying low, and what's his face comes in and interrupts him. Like, they're living together, it sounded like, and Ava kisses Beatrice on the cheek, and like, are they like, what's the status right now? Because it's definitely progressed further than it was in season 1, but like, I guess they haven't said that they like each other. And I don't know if Ava's moment getting drunk with Beatrice, I don't know if that was the first moment she had where she's like, oh, she's kind of cute. But it kind of the kiss on the cheek kind of confused me about what's the status right now with them. I'm guessing they're not fully together, and I'm guessing they haven't really admitted that they like each other. But I mean, there's obviously signs that they do. So I'm looking forward to see when's the moment where they're gonna really come together. So that'd be nice to see finally. I wasn't sure when I first started watching the show about whether Ava and Beatrice was actually going to be a canon couple, but now that I'm, 10 to 11 episodes in, it's like, okay, this is like, it's going to happen, so that's nice. So we also see that Ava, while she's training with Beatrice out in the woods, has that conversation, and she's feeling guilty about everything with Adriel, and she's blaming herself for letting him go and being manipulated by Vincent. But I mean, it's obviously not her fault, and she's getting a little desperate about wanting to fight Adriel and combat his zealots. So she ends up joining Miguel and saving him along with Beatrice, and now they're joining the not the FBC. The FBC is Adriel's people. She's joining the Samaritans. At least she's with Beatrice when she's doing all of this, because Beatrice is definitely more experienced in combat and espionage tactics. So I'm feeling much better about Ava joining the Samaritans, or volunteering, whatever it's called. I'm feeling much better that Ava is doing this with Beatrice to have her back. And I know she's doing this because she's feeling guilty, but it feels like a bad idea. I think that her time is better spent using the Halo powers, training up, building up, finding out what her real limitations are with the Halo. I think she'd be better off doing that than kicking in doors and beating up FBC people. But oh well. I wonder where this is gonna go, because eventually there's going to be a showdown, I think, between Ava and Adriel, and she's probably going to have to, beat up the FBC people who are on Adriel's sides. I wonder if there's gonna be a repeat of the season 1 finale. There was a showdown and Adriel summoned all those wraiths, and then the team basically bailed. But if the same situation happens again at the end of this season, hopefully we finally get to see Ava and be a fully formed warrior nun, and she's saving people from the wraiths and gonna deal a final blow to Adriel somehow, or send him back to wherever he came from. I don't know, whatever the situation ends up being resolved. I just think that maybe there's going to be a repeat of what happened in season 1 with Ava actually fighting Adriel along with her crew, and maybe some Samaritans will end up joining, or maybe there will be some more OCS members that get involved with our main crew. But yeah, that's where I could see this going, this storyline with the Samaritans. I'm hoping it leads to a showdown with Adriel, and I hope it doesn't go nowhere JC and his friends kind of ended up going nowhere, in my opinion. So yeah, I just hope it leads to something. Maybe Samaritans will actually get some good information about Adriel and what his plans are, so they could be helpful in that way. Yeah, I just hope it goes somewhere, and I am looking forward to see what the FBC is up to. I don't know why the FBC would start beating up Miguel in a dark alley or whatever. Were they? No, they couldn't have been possessed by a race. Ava would have known. So I don't know, that was weird. that they were just beating him up. And if Adriel is supposedly wants everyone to think he's some angel and I guess here to like save humanity or whatever, that's a weird thing that happened. So I'm gonna remember that for later. Maybe it'll come up, maybe it won't, but yeah, this is weird. Seems out of line with whatever the FBC is trying to do. And then we see Lilith is stalking Father Vincent. And like, is he still a priest right now? Like, he's following Adriel, he killed Shannon. Like, I feel like, I don't know if priests take vows or oaths, but I think he's definitely broken a bunch of them, or the most important one. So, like, is he really even still a priest? And when Lilith finds him, he was drinking, which I have no idea if that's against the rules for priests, but seems like a bad sign, to say the least. So maybe I shouldn't be calling him Father Vincent anymore. I guess he'll just be Vincent from now on. Like, he can't be a priest, right? But anyway, Lilith finds him and threatens him. I don't know why she did not kill him on sight. I'm sure if it was Mary, she would have absolutely killed him on sight. But I guess Lilith like gives him a chance to say his last words, and he throws out the idea that Mary's alive. And everyone else maybe thinks Mary is gone. I just feel like Lilith taking his word for it that Mary's still around somewhere and she's been captured. I think it's foolish and desperate, of course. I mean, I know why she would be desperate to find Mary. They grew up together, sort of. They're bonded. But, like, he can't be trusted is the thing. And you know now that he can't be trusted. So I feel like Lilith should have been more cautious when he was luring her into that trap. And it seemed like it was an all-around bad idea to try and trust him and expect Vincent would lead her to Mary. And then the scene at the end, like, I don't know why it exists. Like, it's a cool scene to see Lilith fighting those guys with her newfound powers. But the whole setup to get there I thought was kind of ridiculous. Like, I don't think Lilith should have trusted Vincent in the first place to lead her into that fortress. And I don't know what the hell Vincent was thinking. Like, he knows she has some teleportation power, so he takes her into that prison and locks the door behind her. Like, she can get out easily. Like, I don't understand what the thinking was between that or behind it. And Vincent is telling Lilith that she needs to offer herself to Adriel. And like, what? Like, that whole scene was just like, why is this happening? Why is Lilith doing this? Why is Vincent doing this? I'm really confused about why any of that happened at all. I think it was clear that Vincent can't be trusted, and like, he's not just gonna take her to get Mary and they're just gonna leave, happily ever after. And then Vincent just like, you're luring this extremely powerful person who has a grudge against you, and you're not gonna give her the thing that she wants. You're gonna lock her away Like, just none of it makes any sense to me. And I don't know why it happened at all. Lilith, to me, is clearly going to escape that place. And then Vincent, I guess, is just going to be on the run again. Is he going to have, like, bodyguards now? Because obviously, Lilith is after you. So I'm so confused by why any of that, I'm confused by why anything in that scene happened at all. Like, it was cool. The fight was really cool. But, like, what? Cool scenes are cool, but I think it would make them better if there was a reason for them to exist at all. So, I'm not sure why they wrote Vincent setting that trap at all. I guess it was just to save his life because he was all alone with Lilith, but it's like, still, that's a terrible plan to have. And he essentially sacrificed all of those men, which, I mean, I guess he never cared about them, so that's whatever. But just the whole scene, I don't know why that was there. I'm also very curious to learn why Vincent is following Adriel in the first place. Like, and I want to know, like, how did Vincent know Adriel was alive and in the Vatican, like, basement? It just, like, I wonder if maybe, does Vincent come from, like, a long line of Adriel followers? Like, how else would he have known? And how much did the church know about a dude being locked in their basement and now he's escaped? Like, what? This whole situation is really interesting and very mysterious. I really want to know why Vincent decided to follow Adriel and, like, do his bidding. I really want to know how, like, when and how did Vincent realize that there's, like, a guy, like, living underground at the Vatican? And why would he choose to follow him? I mean, if he believes he's an angel, then I guess that explains it. But Ava doesn't think he's an angel. And she has better perception, I think, because of the halo. Just in my opinion. I think she has a better understanding of what Adriel is. I'm trying to figure out this Vincent thing. I'm so disappointed that he betrayed the OCS and killed Shannon. I feel like I need to assume that it's for a good reason. But maybe he's just a bad guy. Like Adriel, I think, is a bad guy. I'm so disappointed in Vincent. And I want to know what he's up to. I wonder if it has anything to do with, like, I wonder if the reason Vincent is following Adriel has anything to do with the story he told Mary about his past. Like, he told Mary that he used to work, like, for a cartel, and he was, like, doing bad stuff, and he enjoyed it. And he was telling Mary about this sob story about how he saw the error of his ways, and, like, he discovered the church and got involved with the church, and he was hoping that if the darkness inside him would remain if Adriel's bones were destroyed. Of course, we know that he already knew that Adriel was alive, and, like, destroying Adriel's bones was not gonna happen at all. So I don't know how much of that story is for real. I'm inclined to say none of it was real, but I think Vincent working with the cartels is definitely true because of how he was able to find the map for the catacombs. So I think that part's real. I don't know, like, I can't tell if all of his story was actually true. Like, if the story he told Mary was true, then maybe he thinks Adriel can banish all of the demons from Earth. I don't know. I have no idea why he's following Adriel, and I would love to know very soon. I don't really feel like we're gonna get a lot of Adriel's side. I don't know if we're actually gonna be able to see or like have an episode where we follow Adriel and see what he's been up to. I hope that does happen. I think maybe that's the best way that we could get answers about what Adriel wants, why he wanted to escape, why he came to Earth at all. So hopefully something like that is gonna come in a future episode. But I really am pretty baffled why Vincent is following Adriel in the first place. So I hope we get some answers about that relatively soon. So one of the last sort of splits from the team is Mother S and Camilla are together in Spain. I guess they're doing their regular OCS duties, or maybe they're trying to build up the OCS again. I don't know, but bottom line is they're together, and at the end of this episode we see that there's some sort of attack happening against all of the OCS locations. I can't help but think that Adriel is involved in these OCS attacks. Like, Adriel is obviously aware of the OCS. He was probably around for Warrior Nun Ari's, gathering of women to join the OCS and fight demons. Or like create the OCS and fight demons. But like, I just really am interested to see like why this global attack happened. I thought maybe that Yasmin, the journalist, maybe she had something to do with it, but like thinking of like rewatching the episode, I don't think she's that powerful or involved in whatever is happening with the OCS. I do kind of just think she's like a reporter, journalist kind of person. So yeah, it's like the only thing left is really Adriel. Adriel's probably the only person who knows about the OCS and has the capability to coordinate some kind of attack. So it would make sense for Adriel to want to take out the OCS because clearly they are the only people that know, or they are the only people who could know what he truly is and maybe, be against whatever he wants to do. So of course he would want to take them out. So yeah, I'm thinking it's Adriel, and I wonder why it's taken this long. Like, we see it's 2 months later. Why wouldn't he have wanted to attack them like as soon as possible? And I'm guessing it's because while he has some supernatural powers without the halo, there's probably only so much that he can do, and like we don't really know what he can do without the halo. We hear in the bar that he claims to have cured like thousands of people from a virus that happened. And when Ava was reading Shannon's book, I think she mentioned that Adriel like had healing powers, like people pilgrimaged to his tomb, and they like 6 people pilgrimaged to his tomb and they were healed. So maybe that's actually true or somewhat true. So maybe he does have healing powers, but he also controls demons. Like he summoned the wraiths at the end of in the season 1 finale. So he can heal, but he also can summon demons. Like, I don't know what he is, what he can do, what he wants to do. Does he want to like take over Earth for himself? Was he kicked out of the divine realm? Man, no idea, but really looking forward to seeing how this plays out. I hope this means now, like, Mother S and Camilla were like packing up their stuff and gonna leave, and then they see that there's one location that maybe is still intact or has people alive. It might be wishful thinking, but I hope that person who's still around is Mary. And because I think all throughout season 1 they were in Spain, and the map that lit up with that one location, it looked like Spain to me. Maybe it was Portugal, but it looked like Spain. So hopefully Mother S. Camilla can go back to Cat's Cradle, and hope maybe Mary is there. I don't know. It would be great to see Mary again. I'm not certain she is dead like they think she is. But yeah, I hope this is an opportunity for more of the team to join back together. And of course, if Mary is the one person that was able to keep that location lit up on the map, I hope that means that everyone is going to end up joining them. But yeah, Mother S and Camilla, glad that they're safe. And yeah, I really hope this is an opportunity for the team to get back together. I really would not like for them to just go off on their own to like some other location, like, I don't know, London or France or whatever. Like, I really do not want them to go off and be alone again, or be separated from everyone else again. God, I really would not like that. I just want everyone to be together. Am I asking too much for the team to just be together, be in scenes together? Whatever. I gotta move on. One of the reasons I'm not totally convinced that Mary is dead is because the show has like done a fake out death already with Lilith. Like, and Lilith's like death was even more prominent, like more obvious than what happened with Mary. I really don't know if the show is going to try to do this twice. I think the fake out death with Lilith was better executed than what is happening with Mary now. And I just find it really hard to believe. Like, don't believe the show was gonna do this twice. Have the characters think Mary's dead, and then there's gonna be a cliffhanger revelation at the end of some episode. I just really find it hard to believe that the show is gonna do this twice. It's so, like, it's hard for me to gauge really what is gonna happen. Part of me just thinks the show can't do this twice. But another part of me thinks because the show can't do this twice, Mary is really dead. Or like, are they gonna find her? Like, maybe Mary just sustained like fatal wounds from her fight with the possessed people, and maybe she just like could not survive the attack, but maybe she didn't die right there. I would just be very disappointed in the show if it turns out that Mary is alive and they try to string this mystery along about whether she's around or not. Like, I did the same thing with Lilith, and I just I kind of want the show to be better than that. And maybe that's a harsh thing to say, but I just, they can't do it twice. They cannot do it twice. And then it turns out Lilith is alive and has some special powers now. They're not gonna, they can't do the same thing with Mary. I don't want to believe that she's gone for good and like is never gonna make another appearance on the show. I just don't think they cannot do this twice. And I'm like mad about the possibility that it might happen again. Even the way that they did it with Mary was like kind of bullshit. I don't want to believe that the show is going to try to do this again and fake us out with like, oh, you thought Mary was dead, but here she is, and now she's got powers too, or something. Me wanting to believe that the show isn't going to do this twice makes me think that she's dead. But even the uncertainty of like this whole thing with Mary feels poorly done if she actually is dead. And we see at the season 1 finale, she gets mobbed by those possessed people, and maybe she like Mary has the divinium guns, or the guns with the divinium bullets, and like presumably she could have like shot her way out of it, but she'll only have so much ammo, so it's possible that she could have fought her way out of it. I'm also extremely disappointed in everyone else for just straight up abandoning Mary. Like, we see like Lilith is trapped in Vincent's prison, and we see that flashback of like the continuation of the scene in the season 1 finale, and like Mary gets mobbed, and then everyone else is just sort of standing back, and Lilith teleports him away. Like, Like, I'm pissed off on Mary's behalf that they just straight up abandoned her. Like, I can't believe they did that. They see Mary's in trouble and then just teleport away. And, like, did they ever go back to that spot to see what happened? I'm so mad on Mary's behalf. I'm so pissed off. And I hope that Mary is alive so that when they reunite with everyone else, she can kick every single one of their asses. I cannot believe that they left her. I do hope Mary's alive just so that she can beat everyone else's ass. Okay, yeah, I'm just really mad about that. I can't believe they left. I know they have that saying, what, in this life or the next or whatever. Something like that. It's like, you can't just leave your sister behind. I'm just so mad about that. But yeah, I just hope Mary. Can Mary be a ghost? Can she like haunt them somehow? I mean, she can't, like, the fact that they don't know what's happening with her, I guess, is sort of haunting them now. But like, is it rude of me to want Mary to end up being a demon so that she can fight the rest of her sisters? Like, maybe it's probably going too far. But like, maybe it would be deserved. Because I'm really upset that they abandoned her. That is so not cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. We'll see. We'll see. So we also get introduced to a new character. Yasmin. I'm going with Yasmin for now. She has a meeting with Doretti and she brings up some evidence of a secret organization within the church called the she didn't know it's called the OCS, but the OCS, and there's a connection with Adriel and the explosion that happened at the Vatican. So she's doing all this research and listening into Doretti's conversation. I don't know if it's just him that she's bugged, or if it's gonna be all like Vatican communications. I can't tell if she is doing this story. Well, she says that she's doing writing an article for The Economist. I can't tell if she's doing all this research because she wants to join the OCS or because she wants to expose the OCS and maybe get more people to want to join the church. Like, is she doing some, I don't know, recruiting tactic to get people to join the OCS? Like, I don't know what's up with her. And I can't decide between the two possibilities. I feel like if she wanted to join the OCS, maybe there are better methods. And she claims to be writing an article, so I have to believe that her being a journalist is true, because I don't think there's any way she could have gotten that meeting with the Pope without like a background check, and like I don't think it could have happened without that part of her story being for real. So she is a journalist, and I'm assuming she's writing an article, but I'm wondering if somehow Yasmin is going to, or Yasmin's story is going to intersect with Adriel. Because I don't think, like, I feel like all of the storylines that have been introduced for the season, I feel like they're going to intersect probably, you know, at Adriel Street. But yeah, somehow they're going to come together, and I think Adriel is going to be the focus, like the kernel that combines all of them. So, and obviously she sees a connection between the OCS and this guy named Adriel who claims to be an angel. I wonder if she is for Adriel or against Adriel, or maybe she's neutral since she's a journalist. But yeah, I'm wondering how Yasmin is gonna fit in with the Adriel fight. I feel like she's going to maybe she's going to join the OCS, but like, man, I just don't know where this is going. I'm interested to see how it all plays out. But Yasmin doing this article, like, really, is the article gonna make her expose the OCS, and like, to what end? I just don't know. I don't have a good read on what is up with her. I'm looking forward to seeing, like, getting some more information about what she wants to do. Like, I don't think writing an article is just the end of it. So maybe she wants to join. Maybe she also thinks Adriel is like a madman. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to see more about what's really up with her. And I don't know if I can trust her, really. Of course, she's doing sneaky shit and, you know, bugging the Pope and listening in on their conversations. So, a little sketchy. But if she's a journalist, maybe it's with good intentions. Yeah, I don't know what to make of her, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to learning more about her. So we see that Mother S calls Duretti, and the church is doing nothing about Adriel, which I find like not good enough, and also to be a bad plan. Like, Duretti says that because Adriel hasn't done any physical attack, Duretti's not gonna respond in kind. But that's a terrible plan. Like, I'm really confused about how much the church and how much Duretti knew about Adriel's existence and like why he was there. I just can't understand that if the church was, or if certain like high standing people in the church knew about Adriel and knew that there was a good reason why he was contained. I just don't understand the thinking that, okay, this guy that we had locked up in our basement for centuries has escaped and is out in the world, like, collecting followers. Like, we're just not gonna do anything about that because it's not a big deal. That doesn't make any sense. If you knew that he was there, somebody knew he was there. Vincent knew he was there. So if people in the church knew that this guy was there and there was a reason he was locked up, he escapes, and now you're not going to do anything. You're just going to wait and see what he's doing? Like, you don't think maybe all those centuries he got locked up, maybe there's some resentment, maybe there's some anger building up, maybe he wants some revenge, maybe he wants to kill every single person that kept him there. Just like, maybe those are some thoughts that should be running through Duretti's head, or the other cardinal. Like, really, you're not going to do anything? You're going to release a statement that we don't agree with Adriel, he's a madman? Like, it's not going to do anything. And Duretti's just going to let the OCS do nothing? This really, it makes me think that the church has no idea what Adriel is. Like, that's the only explanation to me that makes sense. If Duretti's not going to do anything to contain Adriel, or like send a team to like capture him, or nothing, they're not going to do anything to, they're not going to do anything to combat Adriel's spreading whatever stories that he's an angel. It only makes sense to me that the church has no idea what he really is. So maybe everyone else in the church, in the previous pope, maybe they actually believed the story in Shannon's book, or like the OCS history, that Adriel gave up his halo, became mortal, and died a mortal man. So maybe that's what everyone believes. That would explain this turn of events in Duretti being blindsided about there's an angel named Adriel running around, and like they don't know what to do. I find that very hard to believe, especially if Vincent knew that there was a dude in the basement. I'm starting to feel like the show has a tendency to allow for multiple paths to potentially be true. Like, the way that Duretti is handling Adriel, like, I just feel like there are contradictions happening in the show. Like, the way that the church and Duretti is handling Adriel feels like a contradiction. The way that Mary's story is being handled feels a little bit like a contradiction, but also I'm using my, past knowledge about what happened with Lilith and sort of dragging that into Mary's situation. So maybe that's not a true contradiction. But yeah, that feels, Mary feels like a contradiction. The way they're handling Adriel feels like a contradiction. So I just don't know I don't know what's real and what's like a misdirect. I don't know. I just feel like the way that Duretti is choosing to handle Adriel is all wrong. But there is enough reason to believe that the church wasn't aware that Adriel even existed. Which truly does not make any sense at all to me. That not a single person other than Vincent knew that there was a dude living in the catacombs for centuries. I hope this gets straightened out with the show. Like, I hope there really is some concrete answers given to like why Duretti's handling it this way. He claims it's just because like Adriel's not doing any physical attack, but that's not a good enough reason. It just really is not good enough considering what Adriel claims to be. Yeah, I'm not feeling the contradictions, and I hope this gets resolved relatively soon and relatively cleanly. But yeah, Doretti's plan is horrible and absolutely gonna backfire on him. And it really just doesn't make sense for Doretti to want to wait to see what Adriel does in order to like counter him, because like no matter what the situation, Adriel can overwhelm whatever plans Doretti and the OCS have. Like, if they don't know what he is, then there's no way that they can plan for any attacks that he decides to make. And he's too powerful. Like, if he's an angel, he is going to be too powerful for them. So it doesn't make sense for them to want to wait it out and let him gather more followers. And I guess the Pope doesn't know that he can control wraiths. So that's kind of them not knowing what Adriel is capable of is like the biggest reason why they need to be attacking him now and be like have some sort of mission to fight him, to expose him for, I don't know, being a madman, to like cut off the growth of his followers or something. Like they don't know what I really hope we figure out like what does the church actually know, because it informs so much about what they need to be doing in the future. I'm so confused about all this. Like it messes up everything. Like not knowing how much does the church know about Adriel. The fact that they obviously have to know. It can't just be Vincent that knows what Adriel is. I hope this gets sorted out soon. Because like to me this is a total mess. And it's totally being botched by the church, the way that they're handling Adriel. So I hope they like get it together soon, because like it is, like I'm totally convinced it's 100% a mistake to wait to see what Adriel plans to do. So we also see Dr. Jillian is not doing good. She's working on the ark. She's looking for Michael, and I have to assume that Michael has also been gone for 2 months. Yeah, that's really bad. I mean, I guess it could be really good, but I have a bad feeling about whatever is going on with Michael wherever he is. But Jillian says that the ark has been like activating regularly, and I have to think that the ark firing up is also due to Adriel. Like in the finale, Vincent walks up to Adriel and is like, "You've escaped, your plan worked, your machine is ready." So Adriel wanted the machine. We don't know why yet. But the machine, I think, is connected to Adriel. And like he wants it made for a particular purpose. I'm trying to figure out how Adriel and the Ark are connected. I don't think it's going to be good for humanity if Adriel is able to use the Ark to whatever ends he wants to use them for. And I don't know if Michael's okay. Like, Michael could be like in the realm of divinity, like wherever Adriel came from. And Adriel continues to want to push the fact that divinity isn't so black and white. He wants, or he keeps saying that it's complicated and like there's no good and bad. But maybe Michael really is in the divine realm. I hope he's being taken care of. But I'm also wary of the fact that maybe the divine realm, like, could heaven and hell be in the same dimension somehow? And maybe Michael is there? Like, that could be bad for him. And I'm wondering if, like, could mortals be allowed in this place? If Michael went through the portal and ended up with other divine beings like Adriel, then could he be allowed to stay? Could he have been sent somewhere on Earth? Like, I'm really, like, I don't know if Michael would have been allowed to stay in that place with the divine beings for 2 months. And maybe time doesn't pass the same way in this other dimension. Oh, if time does not pass the same, that could be very, very bad for Dr. Jillian. Like, I'm thinking, this would be heartbreaking. Like, what if Michael, goes through the portal, ends up in a divine dimension, and, like, lives out his life? Like, if time passes differently, he could have already ran the course of his life. Like, maybe he could have been healed and lived to be like 80 years old in that other realm, and therefore he can't come back to Dr. Jillian. Wow, man, I would hate for that to actually happen. I feel so bad for Dr. Jillian if something like that happened to Michael. I mean, it would be good for Michael because he'd live a long life, but, like, it would just be really heartbreaking for Dr. Jillian not to be able to see her son after she spent so much time trying to heal him, make him get better, and, like, experience life with him and to see him grow. Oh, that would really suck so bad if she didn't get the opportunity to, like, live life with Michael. But I do really wonder whether or not Michael was able to stay in that other place. He hasn't come back, probably because the portal doesn't solidify, so he can't come back at the moment. I wonder if, like, okay, so if the situation is that on the other side of that portal was a divine dimension where, like, there are these, heavenly beings, whatever. If that's true and Michael went there, I wonder if the divinium in his body is what is allowing him to stay. Because I I feel like mortals maybe aren't going to be allowed to remain in that realm. So maybe the divinium is what is allowing him to stay, and the portal hasn't opened, or the arc hasn't like activated fully, so he can't return yet. I hope Michael's having a great time with the angels. I feel like he deserved it. I feel like he's been locked up in his room ever since he started getting sick, and ever since Dr. Jillian started treating him. So maybe he's having a great time with the angels. Maybe it's like Mount Olympus and the Hercules Disney movie, where like they're just like having parties and I don't know, having a great time. I hope that for Michael. I wish him well. I just hope nothing terrible is happening to him. And I hope he wasn't like injured passing through the portal once it was activated in the season finale. Yeah, I hope Michael's okay. I hope he's chilling with angels, like playing card games or whatever, having parties. And I would like to see Michael reunite with his mom, but I kind of have a feeling that I don't know if that's going to be possible. Of course, I'm sure we're going to learn more about what's happening with the arc, and maybe Dr. Jillian will go through it and join up with Michael, and they'll live happily ever after. But I don't feel like, I don't feel confident that Dr. Jillian and Michael are gonna get a happily ever after. I mean, I hope they do. I don't want it to end badly. But yeah, I really hope Dr. Jillian can figure out the arc. Maybe Ava will somehow join up with them and will be able to power it. I feel like the arc powered up fully in the season 1 finale because of Ava being near Adriel. So maybe if Adriel and Ava are to come in contact again, maybe that will power the arc to activate again. I'm wondering if the arc powering up every 6 hours has anything to do with Adriel like trying to exert his powers. Obviously he'll be more powerful with the halo, like in his possession. So he's probably been trying to activate the arc to use for his own ends, like on his own. But I don't think he's powerful enough, so he needs the halo to like give him a boost and make the machine work. So whenever Ava and Adriel like meet face to face again, I think the arc's gonna start up. And whenever that happens, I don't know if Dr. Jillian's gonna go through it to Michael, or will Michael come back through the portal? I don't know. I would love to see Michael come back to Dr. Jillian and they can like live on Earth as a family. But I don't know. Maybe Michael will come back through the portal, but he won't be alone. Whatever reason Adriel has for Dr. Jillian making the arc, and like Vincent helping Dr. Jillian with the arc, maybe it's to send more beings like himself to Earth and they can run amok. But yeah, I just kind of get maybe that's where the show is gonna go if it gets that far. Like, I know there's only 8 episodes and like the show got canceled, so maybe we'll see Ava and Adriel meet up. The arc activates, Michael comes through along with some comrades of Adriel, and that could be a exciting finale, season finale. The arc opens up and there's these new beings coming through, and we won't know if they're good or bad. So yeah, that could be a cool into the season. But yeah, I'm assuming that Adriel has something to do with the arc activating every 6 hours. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see like where that actually goes. I'm probably gonna be wrong about Michael coming back through the portal, but yeah, I really want to see where this arc thing goes. I really want to see what Adriel wants to use it for. So I'm hoping that is happening in this season, and I'm looking forward to it. So this episode was titled Galatians chapter 6 verses 4 to 5, and it reads, "Each one should test their own actions, then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. For each one should carry their own load." I feel like this is in reference to Ava and her training and her like impatience with training. Like, we see her wanting to get back at Adriel kind of immediately and not wanting to wait around for him to do whatever he's doing and gathering followers. And she's probably feeling a little guilty about not being able to pull her own weight in fighting Adriel and like being a warrior nun and sort of leading the OCS. Like, things with the OCS are so messed up right now, and everything's like kind of fractured. So Ava's maybe feeling a little guilt about letting Adriel loose and sort of throwing the OCS out of whack. So yeah, that's kind of what I think this title is in reference to. For next episode, I think I'm most excited to see more about whatever's going on with Mary. Like I said before, it feels like there's a bit of a contradiction about whether or not she's alive or dead. And it feels like the show could go either way, and maybe that's how they want it to be, but it's kind of annoying to me. So I am looking forward to getting more information about what is happening with her. Maybe we'll finally get to see like a flashback about like her side of the story after her friends abandon her. Like, maybe we'll get to see her try and fight her way out of that mob. And maybe we'll get sort of little bits and pieces about what happened after her friends left her. And maybe that'll happen throughout the rest of the season. And then maybe near the end of the season, we'll finally get like a definitive answer about what happened to her, if she's okay. I mean, I wouldn't love for the show to take it all the way to like the last 1 or 2 episodes of the season to figure that out, but maybe in the next 2 or 3 episodes we'll get like little kernels about what happened that night at the Vatican and what happened with Mary. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some kind of answers. Any answers at all would be great. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for this episode. Let me know in the comments, when you first watched this episode, did you think Mary was still alive? And I know you probably watched ahead, you know what's happening, so set that information aside just for this question. Like, try and think back to when you first watched this episode and the credits rolled. Like, did you think Mary was alive? Let me know in the comments. No spoilers, please. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. I've gone long enough. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Before you go, I want to let you know that you don't have to wait a week to hear my thoughts on the next episode. You can click the link in the description and get access to watch my next video right now. I'm sure future me has great thoughts about the next episode, probably insightful and very witty. So don't wait. Click the link below to watch it now. I'll see you there.